Hey all, how you doing? Legacy 90.1 FM, just finished the Afrobeats Star show. We're about to go live very, very shortly with an incredible artist. One I've been playing on the show for many, many years now. Could be none other than Simi, greatness. Let's listen to this jam woman before we bring her on live. It's got a Fela Kuti vibe to this one. Woo! Yes, indeed, we're going to go live with Simi very, very shortly. Yes!
Hi!
Is in the building. How you doing, miss?
Hi, Stevie. How you doing?
I'm really, really good. You know, just finished the show, so played all the hits today, so I'm in a good mood. How are you doing on a Saturday?
I'm doing great. It's a rainy day today, but it's pretty chill. It's pretty cool.
How do you spend your Saturdays normally?
Honestly, unless I have work to do, I stay in bed till maybe 3 p.m.
Wow. So I guess you're up late then on a Friday evening.
Well, yeah.
Fair enough. You know what, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to some friends. It was only like last week, and the question was raised: who do we feel like artist-wise, vocal-wise, who would you consider is great right now in the last, say, like now in the last, say, 10 years? Forget the artists that have passed away, the great artists like, say, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. Who is great now? We're so saturated with artists, and especially who is great coming out of Nigeria, because there's all this social media talk of Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido. It's constant talk, social media talk. And I thought, hold on a minute. You're talking about greatness. You're talking about vocal greatness, song greatness. It's got to be Simi. It's got to be Simi.
Oh,
and nobody could argue with me, you know.
Thank you very much. That's very flattering. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Because like when I'm playing the hits on here, there's always like a new sound coming through. It's Amapiano, the Shaku sound, whatever. But when we hear a Simi record, it's just Simi. I have to stop what I'm doing. I just have to stop. I'm just like, oh my. You can probably see me on the videos going, this voice has just like consumed me. You know? Because what I want to talk about is your voice. Because, you know, we talk about the hits and everything in your career, but your voice, I've not like, I can't, you know, when you get singers who get compared, or they sound like this, or they're influenced by this person, that person, you can't with you. You know, so where did this voice of yours develop from?
I guess I knew that I could sing from a pretty young age. And I didn't grow up around a lot of music, so that wasn't, the case. It wasn't a case of, exposure or anything like that. I just really had like a strong love for music from a really young age. And, I started to gravitate towards people that were doing music. As a teenager, I was in a group in church, and I knew that my voice was different from everyone else's, and I tried to use that to my advantage. I was thinking about how could I use my voice best, to stand out because there's so many singers, you know. So what can I do to set me apart from everybody else? And so I started to play on the texture of my voice and the kinds of songs that I was writing, and just the kinds of the way that I was singing.
Would, not for just religious purposes, but in terms of like learning how to sing, would you advise people to go to church? Because there seems to be a lot of singers come out of the church and the gospel, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's something you plan. I don't think you go to church with the hope of, you know, sometime in the future saying, oh, I came from church. I think sometimes that mostly happens. I think that mostly happens, you know, organically, you know, sometimes that's just where you start. And then I feel like some of the best musicians and the best music comes from the church, you know, so having access to that kind of, you know, music, a platform definitely also gives you a boost, you know, skill wise and just, you know, knowledge wise as well in music.
I mean, one thing I was talking about as well about vocals that separates just your normal good singers from your truly like outstanding singers is you hear just they sing a lot because obviously I don't sing, I can't sing, but you sing a lot and they sing. You can hear them singing along to the words, and you think, all right, it's not hitting me because they're just you can tell they're just singing along with the words, but then
Yeah.
it's the singers that are able to add the emotion to the sentences and the words that they're singing. It's like when you sing certain lines, there's just something comes over me. I can tell you're portraying that emotion, and I feel like how does the singer get to that level where they're not only singing but they're putting their emotion across as well?
I think that one of the things that helps is that I'm, you know, I record myself, I engineer my sessions, I mix my own songs, you know, so I can take as long as I need, you know. I know I'm very precise and I'm a perfectionist, so I know exactly what I want to hear. And so I find myself sometimes I'm singing a song and I record one line like, I'm not even kidding, like 50 times because I feel like the emotion I'm trying to
Wow.
portray in that, you know, with that lyric isn't quite there yet, you know, and other people might hear it and they're not really understanding why I'm changing because to them it sounds great already, but I'm like, nah, there's something I want to hear and I don't hear it yet. But I have the liberty to do that because I'm in control of, you know, basically the entire process, you know, like if someone sends me a beat, that's why sometimes I always tell people I actually prefer working alone because I know how much stuff I usually have to do, and I prefer doing it without, you know, being pressured, you know, by the presence of people around me.
These when it comes to singing and the feelings portrayed within singing, you must have had this feeling in the past because I know I have. It's like when you like someone and you really like someone and they're not reciprocating. Their feelings are not the same as yours. When I can hear in your songs when you convey that emotion, obviously you can't see it, but you can just feel it. It's like a gut wrenching feeling, and you just I don't know, you just know that feeling to me, you know.
Yeah. I mean, in the past, especially, I've done like a lot of like love songs, you know, and I always try to think, you know, what do I want people to feel when they listen to this song? You know, how would I want to feel if I was listening to someone else singing the song? And I think that's where I come from. So if I'm singing like a goofy song, I try to bring that energy with the way that I'm singing it. If I'm singing a song about heartbreak, I try to bring that energy. So I want people to be able to connect to what I'm saying, you know, what I'm singing in my songs.
I mean, the other feeling, and I'm no way comparing you to this artist, um, but going back to the 80s, showing me age, Sade. Now she has a very soothing feeling to her vocals.
Yeah.
Again, you're able to do that. I know when people listen to your music, there's a certain side of it that just calms people down, soothes people. Was that something you worked on as well, or is that just something that's natural to you?
I think it's a little of both things. Part of it is me, you know, working, like I find that it's something that I gravitate towards, and then, you know, I kind of work on it as well to kind of boost it, you know, to make it
Yeah.
more obvious, you know what I mean? So like I said in the beginning, I could tell that my voice was different. I'm not like a Jennifer Hudson, I'm not like a belter. But like I know the kind of strengths that lie in my voice, and so I want to take that and amplify it. And so I listened to some of my old songs today, and I'm like, oh, if I did that today, I would do it differently, or it would be so much better, because now I actually have a more I think I've mastered how to use my voice even better now.
I mean, Nigeria knows your voice. There's a whole generation of young females who are influenced by you, that know your voice. I just think worldwide, if they just, they just heard your voice, because there's just nobody sings like you, Simi. I believe you're doing this. Is it Nigerian Idol? Or what do they call it out there? Pop Idol?
Nigerian Idol.
Is this what you've got to do with the singers as well? Is there any training of the singers involved?
They do go through training, but my job on the show was, basically as a judge. We would sit through the show and judge all the training that they've been through, or judge all the stuff they learned from the training that they've been through. So my capacity on the show was, just as a judge, but it was so exciting to also be a part of that, because to be, on a platform like that, having people judge you both in the room and outside of the room is really brave, and it was exciting for me to be able to be there to experience their journeys in that way, because I know, my mind states and how I felt when I was still coming up, when I was still trying to get my break in the industry. I knew exactly how hard it was for me to learn, the kind of criticisms that I heard. I know how hard it is to be in that stage, so it was great to be part of their journeys in that way.
We're going to talk about your album. Let's just have a listen to this, actually. This is the single from it, Naked Wire.
Okay. This is easy.
I hope Instagram don't ban me for this. Got to play some tracks though.
Thank you.
I ain't stressing for nobody, I just take it easy, easy, oh. Easy, easy, oh. Take it easy, oh. You take it easy, easy, oh. Easy, easy, oh.
I mean, that's like a perfect example of what you've been talking about with your voice in that record, Just soothing, but the emotion gets you as well. So the album could be out now. Just tell me about the album, Simi.
Okay, so the album is called To Be Honest, and it's basically it's a project that the aim for this was to be able to put out like a less edited version of myself out there. I wanted to give some of my fans access to just parts of my life that they haven't previously had. Like the first song on the album is talking about my journey in the industry, and some of the things that I had to go through, some of the things that I had to do being in the industry. I have songs there talking to referring or inspired by the feelings that I had when I felt like mad with social media, because sometimes social media can get you mad. I have something there that's inspired by an ex-friend of mine that I felt let me down. That's Loyal with Fave. I have songs talking about just my outlook on life, songs like Balance and Easy, the one you just played now. I just realized now, because sometimes as when you're much younger, I think there's a kind of, you're a little naive, because you still don't know a lot of things. You don't know a lot of things, you know, but like the older you get, you just, the things that you just realize, you know. And I'm also talking about how, you know, you have to learn how to make your peace with these things, you know what I mean? You know, so all these experiences, my journeys, you know, my thoughts and feelings about certain things, I wanted to bring them and put them on Project Inkle. And I felt like, to be honest, would be like a perfect name for that kind of compilation. And that's why we have the project as we do today.
Now, I like my producers, whether they're American or Nigerian. You've got some amazing producers in Nigeria. What producers did you work with on the album?
I worked with Blaze. Blaze produced about half
That
of the...
Blaze Beats. Blaze Beats, is it?
Yes, Blaze Beats, yes. He produced
yeah.
6. There are 11 songs on the album. He produced 6. I worked with P Prime as well, who produced about 2 of the songs. I worked with Ozeticus. I worked with AYK Beats on Temper, and I worked with Feels on No Joy. And you know, I mean, before this project, the only person I was really cool with was Feels, although, you know, we'd never actually done a song together before now, but he's like my friend, you know. But every other person that I worked with, I didn't really had like no relationship, but I was trying to see how I could blend my sound and change and just kind of work my sound differently. And so that's why I decided to work with like a different group of producers this time around.
Well, I feel that, and I've listened to it several times now, even though you have worked with 2 or 3 different producers, there is a structure to the album where at the start of it, you're telling your story. And there was there's something trending that Beyonce said about nobody listens to albums anymore because they're just a bunch of singles, and they're not structured, you know. You've structured, you seem to have thought this through, you know. It's all the tracks are pretty short, pretty concise.
Yeah.
But start with your story and you do go through a journey. Was that what you wanted to portray on the album?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, I actually have a take on that, you know, on the opinion that not people don't listen to albums anymore. I think I've always thought that like different artists inspire different listeners. I think there's some artists that do better as single, like when they drop singles. And I think that there's some artists that do better when they drop projects. I think I've always done better with projects. You know, like I've had like some pretty incredible singles, but like I always feel more comfortable, like I'm doing the right thing when I drop projects. You know, when I drop singles, I always feel more like I'm just flailing around and, you know, I'm just trying to figure stuff out, you know. But like I like structure. Like when I'm putting like the songs that I really, really like, but didn't make the album because I felt like they wouldn't really fit in the vibe and the sound that I was trying to go with, you know. So I think it's not enough to just have an album, or a project or EP or whatever. It's also important to have a project that's very cohesive and, you know, where there's synergy between all the songs.
This is it pronounced Loba Loba? Let's have a listen.
Why? But it's close enough.
I said, baby, don't go. If you leave me, Morocco, I no plan to go solo. Now you be my mojo. I carry your logo. Me now give you so. Me like that, I'm right. You know, like I'm going right. If it's too big, if it let me die. If you're too loud, baby, let me hide. If you give me more love, I come and follow. If I give you sugar, baby, now I holla follow. But I'm first with a baby, I'm boy follow. Love it up me down like you come to me. Sala, bala, bala,
Listen, it's Legacy 9.1 FM. We got Simi, Greatness, talking about a new album, Afrobeats Star show. There's about, I would say, in terms of like potential singles, there's 5 tracks I feel on this album that could make that is one of them. Are you looking to do a video on that one maybe?
Actually, this is, I mean, I haven't said this anywhere yet, but this is gonna be the next single of the album. There's just something about it that just sucks you in. It's not like, sometimes like you don't, it's kind of song where even if you're not trying to listen to it, like it's it just seeps into your brain. You know what I mean? And I love that. It's actually one of the first few songs I wrote on the album. I'm so excited to see how the video is gonna look. I'm really excited.
You know something? I'm going to go back to 2015, sort of 2016. It's where I started. I got into Afrobeats, playing it on the radio, and I'll be honest, I knew nothing about it. I knew about Fella. I love the Fella sound. I've got all his albums, but I didn't know about the contemporary Afrobeat sound. But I just knew when I heard it, I wanted to play it. And I think when I came across you, I thought you was royalty. I still think you are royalty. You know what I mean? I thought, who is this Simi? And I heard you on a Davido EP because he was just coming up as well then. Do you remember that EP that Davido did?
Yeah, I do. I do. A lot of people don't even know about that song because, well, the video, we actually shot a video for that song, but like, I mean, he never put it out. So a lot of people don't know about that song, but that's actually one of my favorite features.
There's a lot of upcoming artists who reach out to the show for plays, and they're always telling me about their struggle to get exposure, to get heard. Can you recall any memories, any stories of you? Were you on that struggle like they were coming up?
Oh yeah, most def, especially when the middlemen were solely like radio stations, you know, and if you don't have a back end, you don't have a record label, you don't really have the money for promo or whatever, but you have the talent and you deserve a chance, so it can be a little frustrating, where some people ask you to drop money to get airplay, and you don't have the money. It's not even that you don't want to put the money down, you just don't have it, but I think now, because I feel like a lot of the power has been placed back in the hands of the artists. They have direct access to the audience now on social media, and it's just been so much more phenomenal. Now there's so many artists that we're hearing now, and they sound so amazing, and when I see all this happening, it just really excites me, because I've always known that we're capable of this, and just the fact that people are able to now connect to the artists that they like by themselves without someone telling them what they have to like I think it's just great. I think it's a long time coming.
I've noticed a lot of changes in, say, the last 5 or 6 years, because when I was checking out this Afrobeat sound, thinking, how am I going to get the music? A lot of it wasn't on streaming sites back 6 or 7 years ago. I'm going on all these like Niger blog sites, and there's just tons of music to download. Yeah. I mean, here there's a bit of a structure. You can contact a PR company here, get your album sent out, and they just, with one click of a button, send it to all the DJs across the country. Whereas I heard in Nigeria with the artists, you've got to go and see like a certain DJ, this DJ, pay this man. And I'm like, what is going on? Did you go through all that?
Yeah, of course I did. I mean, when I started out, especially mainstream, my music, I remember that at the time, the only way you sell your music is you have to go. We used to sell in CDs at the time, so you have to go to what they call it, Alaba, over here, and then you take your CDs and basically you sell off the rights to sales for you, and they pay you like a one-off fee, which is obviously not what you. It's not even like a fraction of what you deserve or what they're gonna earn on it, but like you have to do what it takes, But now, we have access to streaming, and it's just great to see, the works that people are doing, and the work that people are doing, is finally paying off, and they're actually, seeing something back. It's good. It's amazing to be able to earn what you deserve, basically.
Well, the rise in Afrobeats out of Nigeria the last couple of years has been incredible. I kind of knew back then when I was playing it, because there were people laughing at me going, "Oh, Yibo, what are you playing Afrobeats for?" And I said, this is going to be huge. It's pop music. It's got the hooks. It's got the beats. It's got the dancing, the fashion. It reminds me of like New Jack Swing in the early 90s with Bobby Brown and Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
It's just that transported to Nigeria. How could this not take off, And it's took off now. These major labels that have touched down in Africa. I mean, have you been, in terms of major labels, are you signed to one? Have they approached you? What's happened there?
To be honest, I'm usually wary about like deals and stuff, especially with like major labels, because I've been signed to two different labels in the past, and one of the things that's most important to me is creative freedom. And I know that, there's certain compromises that you have to make. I've been in conversations, but like, I'm not right now. I'm independent. I work under my own record label, Studio Brat. But I'm looking forward to eventually partner with a platform that where we both are equally happy and unhappy.
Let's listen to Easy from the album. Has this got your daughter on it?
Yeah, actually, the first one you played, that was Easy, not Naked Wire.
I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah.
Let's play Naked Wire then. Here we go.
You light my fire, a burning fire. And when you're next to me, I know you feel my desire. You spark my water, my naked wire. I'm drowning in the depths of my desire. Already, it's a story of you and me. We're moving in harmony, baby, don't know it leaves me. The language of my body, you speak it so fluently. You kiss me, I know you breathe. I want more of you. Why, don't ever want to wish
It's a very intimate sounding song, Simi.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites on the album.
Had you actually completed the album and thought, you know what, we're going to go with Naked Wire first, or was this one that you'd made before the album was finished?
That's actually an interesting question because I didn't know what song I was gonna go with first. I remember that I was telling my team, I said I didn't want anybody to give me any feedback. I A&R'd this entire album. I didn't want any feedback. I wanted it to be just I wanted it to be an album by me, from my head. Everything was me. And so when it was time, when I submitted to the distro, and I asked my team, they suggested Naked Wire, and I was like, yeah. To me, it really didn't matter which one was first. I think they asked me about two songs, and I said Naked Wire should probably go. And, I'm pleased.
I've noticed as well, you never seem to like, and I'm glad you don't, but you just don't jump on a production sound. I've not heard a Simi I'm a piano track yet, or a Shaku vibe track yet. It's just, like I was saying before, it's just the Simi record. Why is that?
It's not like I don't experiment. If I hear a sound that I like, because I really like the my piano sound, if I hear a sound that I like, sometimes I will experiment, but like I always feel again that different things work for different artists. Their beats, sometimes I will hear an artist on the beats and I'll be like, oh, that sounds so fire, but like I just know that I wouldn't like my voice on that, maybe because my voice is lighter, or because I don't want to sing the kind of songs that I would need to sing to pop on a beat like that, so I try things. I don't think I ever tried a shaku beats, but I've tried a couple. I tried a couple of my piano beats, and I still haven't found my groove on that yet, and I don't like to force things, especially when it comes to my art. Like my song Sorry, for example, that was such an accidental song. I didn't see it coming. I wasn't trying to write the song like Sorry, right? Someone had sent Taipei, who's the producer, he had sent me a couple of beats, and then funny thing is, when I first heard the beats he sent me, I didn't really connect to any of them. And then I went back one day. I think I was just in the mood to record, and I went and I just was listening to beats that people had sent me. And then when I heard the beats, I was like, ooh, that's fire. And then I just started singing, and it just came to me. It doesn't even feel like my vibe. It doesn't seem like something I would do normally, but it sounded so good. So I'm not gonna force myself to do something or not do something. If it goes, then it goes. That's how I'm used to working.
So do you need to hear the beat? Do you have to have the beat before you write the song? How do you write your songs? What happens?
Not always. Sometimes I hear beats and I connect to the beats and I write a song. Sometimes I have a song and I send to a producer to, build a beat around it. So it depends. There's no one way for me really.
You seem very good at like taking certain words and write. You'll get a word that rhymes with it. I mean, it's a rap trick really, but you seem to be able to do that in a song.
Yeah, I'm slightly obsessed with rhyming. If I'm writing a song and it's not rhyming, I just feel it doesn't feel right. It always feels like something's off. So I've done it for so long now. That's really all I think I know to do, rhyme. It just has to rhyme. If it doesn't rhyme, it doesn't sound right,
Well, another thing I've noticed that, about Afrobeats and Nigerian music, they'll take one word like connecto, and they'll just base a whole track around like a word called connect. Their use of your use of the English language is very unique. We just wouldn't do that.
Yes.
But it's brilliant.
That's one of my favorite things about being a Nigerian. It's like how I would write like a whole song and just know that only a Nigerian will really get what I'm trying to say. We're still speaking English, but it's like the way we're using the words, like a song like Naked Wire, for example. I'm going to go out, I'm going to come to UK. I'm going to go to the States and I'm saying Naked Wire and they don't get what I'm saying, but I would say the same exact thing to a Nigerian. Those are two English words, but like it's just it would hit them differently in their brains, and I really like that.
Let's have a listen to This Is Woman. No, it's not Woman. Is it Woman? We'll see. Nobody
Oh, okay.
From the album.
If my heart's broken, what do I do to you? I need a cool fella. If you will go treat me well, I'm so fella. Welcome to no better. If you're gonna love me like I want to.
You're hearing greatness, people. The album's out now. We got Simi live. You were talking earlier about social media. How do you find the whole promotion of your album or your albums or singles? Do you find it exhaustive? Because I guess so many people want to talk to you,
It can be exhausting, but not in a bad way. It's kind of like, going to the pool and swimming all day and you come out and you're tired, but you had a good day. I have to be very hands-on and very involved in the process because, like I said, I'm an independent artist, like I don't have, it's not like I have the backing of like a big ass label or anything. Sorry, pardon my French. It's not like I have the backing of,
Right.
So I have to be very involved in what I'm doing, and it helps, 100% that I, have these incredible fans. I feel like I'm one of the lucky few that have very loyal fans, of loyal fan base. They're always, blasting the news and sharing and, showing me that they support me. And that's why one of my songs, I had to, shout them out as well. Because, no man is an island. No man should be an island, and just having all these amazing people support me makes, all the work worth it.
Big question. Have you got your PVC?
Yeah, I've had a PVC since I was old enough to have one.
I mean, I hear it all the time. There's always travesty, sadness, crazy stuff coming out of Nigeria. How are you feeling at the moment? And what do you want to see happen?
I just want us to be tired enough, you know, of the rubbish, you know, that we see. I want us to be desperate enough to fight for the things that we actually deserve, because you know, I think we've gone long enough. We've gone long enough just managing and dealing with, you know, all just bad energy. I want us to be angry enough to actually demand for things that we have deserved for the longest time, and we need to stop settling and stop just taking whatever because we feel like we don't have a choice, because we have a choice. You know, countries that are working out, you know, it's not like it's rocket science. You know, it's not like, you know, it was handed to them. You know, we have such a long way to go because we've had such a history of just not really great stuff, you know, and people deserve better. And I hope that we're going to be finally able to fight to get the things we deserve.
I mean, what annoys me is that you know, Nigeria, up until like the music boom, it just seems to be tarnished with a lot of negative stuff. But Nigerian people I've spoke to, so humble, beautiful people. I don't, you know, it seems like the small people are making it bad for your country. You know, I know there's corruption there. I know there's other things, but there's corruption everywhere. Every government's corrupted in certain ways. But I don't know. It's like I just Nigerian amazing people. You know, I just hope that change comes next year. The big vote. Let's hope.
Yeah.
You know.
I hope so too. Nigerians are my favorite people in the world. I think that we have such great energy, even given the circumstances, you know. And regardless of where we are, even if we're outside the country, we're always rooting for the people and rooting for a better country. And you know, I hope that finally we can get that.
Here's Loyal.
Fuck around, ask anybody don't want me, no. You don't be my enemy. What you wait up front to me? Cause you go right for the people that ride on you. If you're riding for me, then I'm riding with you. You say what I mean, so I tell you the truth. And now the truth. Energy, everybody needs somebody. I'm just trying to keep my spirit
I love this song. Feel it now that, oh, dear me. Listen, there's a long list here of people you've collaborated with. I'm not going to go through them all because we ain't got time. But I get the feeling you pick your collaborations very wisely, Simi.
Yeah, I do. Definitely. Definitely, I do. I mean, I feel like I've had a few misses, you know, and usually when that happens, it's because I'm not focused. Maybe that I have so much going on, and then I just, you know, I don't really think it through. But for the most part, most of my features that I've had, I always, and the funny thing, most of my features are people featuring me, you know. I'm very particular about I'm very particular about the kinds of songs that I'm on, the kinds of people that I'm singing with, because I mean, these things are going to be like a stamp in the time for life forever, you know, so I don't want to just do it anyhow.
You know, I won't expect, say, a Mr. Zazu popping up on one of your records anytime soon, you know. Even though he's very fun, that guy. Mr. Zazu!
I mean, I got no comments.
I think recently one of my favourite collabs was Mr. Easy, that Doyin track. Oh.
Yeah.
Tell me about.
I've done a couple of songs with Easy. I've done Surrender, and I've done Doing. So I love working with Easy because, you know, I like how easy his voice is. No pun intended. I like how easy his voice is on the track, and it allows me to just relax on the song as well. That's just like really amazing. And you know, I've loved working with Files as well. You know, I did Kunli Gold and Fave. You know, my album.
going to ask you about her actually. Tell me about Faith, because she seems to have come out of nowhere, but again, she sounds amazing.
Yeah. I was so amazed because, you know, first of all, she was, you know, she came through for me so last minute because, you know, Loyal was just all over the place, you know. Then I was trying to decide if I should do it alone, but I just didn't feel like a song that I wanted to do by myself, you know. But then I didn't want to do it with just anyone, and so I reached out to her, and she was in Uganda at the time, you know, but she still came through for me so last minute, and she killed it. You know, she didn't give me like a mediocre verse. She wasn't like, she actually killed. She brought her A game, and I was so excited, you know, when I finally heard the final thing.
Is there a tour planned? A European tour, maybe? Will we see in the UK? I know you've been here before.
Yeah, I have been there before. I'm planning a tour for the States and for the UK as well, and hopefully more locations besides that. Besides those.
You know what? We'll play one more, Simi, then we'll let you go because I really appreciate your time. What we got here? Let's play one more. Let's play Sorry.
They just shut the door.
In fact, we'll play Balance. And you know what? I've not mentioned him at all in the interview. And I'm not going to mention him because I know the other interviews do. So, you know, just talk about your music. I don't know who that guy's coming in next, but we'll cut him off. We'll cut him off anyway. Listen, the stats don't lie. YouTube views, 129 million. 129 million YouTube views. That is just, that's bigger than a country, a population in a country, Simi. Boom Play, 129 streams, 129 million streams. I forgot to use the word million here. Spotify, 97 million streams. It's like you're in outer space, Simi. Before we let you go, like I say earlier, you influence so many young females in Nigeria. They're so influenced by you. Just talk to them, tell them something, you know, because
well, somebody asked me this yesterday, and I said that they're gonna tell you all the reasons why you can't be successful at what you love or why you're not gonna win. Don't believe them. You know, as long as you know you're capable and as long as you're willing to put the work in, there's nothing that you cannot do. You're gonna have to fight harder. That's the truth. But as long as you're willing to fight that fight, there's nothing that's impossible for you. And I'm rooting for you, and I wish you all the best. And I'm gonna see you at the top.
Fantastic. Album's out everywhere. Please get it, download it, stream it. Officially, not. We'll leave it there. Simi, is there anything you want to say before I let you go? Anything we've not asked you or you want to get out, want to say yourself?
I think that pretty much said it all. Go stream my album and go just, you know, keep supporting me, you know, because I need all the support I can get, you know, and thank you for just, you know, the great feedback so far. I'm so grateful and so appreciative, and I can't wait to share more music with you soon.
You know, it makes me wonder what tracks didn't make the album, Simi. And maybe I'll be messaging about that next. You know, send me some unreleased stuff that I can just hide away, box away somewhere just for me, you know. Because I'm sure you've got a ton of stuff. You know. Simi, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Stevie.
You know,
I appreciate it so much.
You're an incredible artist. You're one of a kind. You got an incredible voice. You need to know that, Simi. You need to know that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, miss.
You
Take
too.
care, or missus, I should say.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Simi. Wow, and there she goes. She's gone. She's left me hanging. Thank you so much to Simi. You know what? We'll do this all again with another amazing artist in a few weeks. Do follow Stevie_Street_. We'll put this on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel, Stevie Smooth. We'll put it on there as well. The video will be on my main channel if you missed any of it to play back. Thank you for viewing. Take care, people. Bye-bye.